Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about my work today, and this is one of the very first pieces I did with stones. It's two stones knotted together, joined here, and you can see it's pretty rough. There's like, you can see the color, you can see where I've tucked and posted away stuff, but this was the very first rock, and it's always been sort of a dilemma, the idea of covering a knot, covering the rock and leaving part of it exposed, because sometimes the part of it that you like about a rock is part you can't see when you knot over it. So this is the very first initial piece, started there, knotted around, and knotted into here. I'm not exactly sure how I did it at that point. So that's number one. Then we go to my stack of rocks. This is a stack of rocks that I started on this end, a nice tight little beginning knot, and knotted around and around and around, and then took some blue thread and knotted a interface to it and stacked another rock on and knotted around it and knotted around it, and it was just an attempt to stack 5 rocks. So it usually sits like that. Sometimes it moves on its own will and wants to fall flat, but it can be set like this. Most of my work does not really have a certain way it sits, and if you set it this way, it looks nice and white and blue. You set it this way, you get a nice little star that was hidden before. So they all have, there's no right way to display my art usually. So this is 5 rocks. The next episode, one of the next episodes with rocks, is what I call the pinball dervish, and it makes noise, which was a new realization that I could put stuff inside. This has got a double wove basket on the inside, and I knotted around that, and then there's a big flat heavy rock on top of the basket that is this part here, and then this little rock above it, and I made a little moat, knotting up and then changing the direction and then knotting back down here and knotting it into the regular part of it here. And I did that sort of with these same ones, and I wanted the brown with the nice little colors inside, so you get orange, you get pink, and it matches the colors in this little ribbon around here as well, and it makes noise, which has just always been fun. And then I went to what's called sticks and stones, and this one actually is sticks and stones and wire, because it has little wire things here that the intention was that whoever got this would someday maybe hang little objects of endearment or objects that they liked off here to personalize the piece a certain amount. And I started with the top here, and this is the beginning of episodes where I would like to try to combine like 3 stones, and I'd tie them together and knot around them and leave little windows of them. And so I did that with a small set, and then we have a bigger set of stones here, and I knotted these little bars here so you could look into the stones through the bars too. And then this is sticks that goes all the way down through here, and it also makes a little noise when you shake it. And it has a little bottom here, a little orange and yellow bottom, so it's this one pretty much standard way, stands up like that, and that's it. It's got a little triangle over here because I like that little part of the rock. So you can make little windows into these pieces, and you can also, if you look in here, there's a marble in here that you can see, and there's, I don't know what's all trapped in here to make the noise. I just throw stuff in I happen to have handy. It looks like there's a golf golf tee in here as well, but if you look around, you find, the more you look, the more you find. And then this came after that, one of the few that doesn't make noise. It's stuffed with probably fabric on the inside, because I find that most people, as soon as they grab a piece like that, will tend to want to squeeze it, and so you have to put something in there, because if they squeeze something that I can't get back into, it's very hard to pull it out and get it back into shape again. So you always have to consider that when you're building something, that if you have it hollow on the inside, the shape probably won't stay. It's got a nice rock on the bottom. These little, this little head moves around some, It's got bingo balls. You can see bingo balls numbers. BN40. It was G72. So it's just a bunch of bingo balls that have been attached into here. As I knot around, I leave strings out and build these knotted little balls around it. And there you can see a little bit of the rock underneath here. So I always tend to leave some little exposed parts of it. And then last one today is, this is called Lucky Tree. I don't think I did the name Lucky Tree. Bingo, you know, lucky, maybe you'll get lucky, who knows. And this is a samurai toad. And this is this is like I think it was one of those alien creatures. You can see the hand still turns here a little bit on this part of it. And there's like the spines from the alien and some of the horns and stuff. And it's just part of the actual plastic creature that I started knotting around. There's a bigger base that's underneath all of this. And so I've knotted around here with the yellow and then brought out the orange here, and the orange is underneath here. And then there's like two layers here. There's a layer of yellow here, a layer of red here, and then there's another layer of green and orange that goes all the way around this. And it's just a strange little creature. It has fingernails for its little. These are not real fingernails. These are fake fingernails. So that maybe makes it a little less creepy. But it's my samurai sword. What can I say? I mean, samurai toad. And there's little details. It's very solid. And there's little details there, a little blue and pink. I always like to add some other little color into it, different from all the rest of it. So that's an adventure with Norman's work.